At the what's her name, Ann?
Look at the cuts on the cement floor.
Thing.
Imagine 8 people confined for 2 years in 2 primary rooms about the size of the saw cuts. The life-size statue of Anne Frank is by Greg Stone, a Massachusetts artist selected in a nationwide competition. The funds to build the statue were raised by Idaho schoolchildren. It captures Anne's restless curiosity as she cautiously looks out the window at the streets of Amsterdam. Her diary documents her curiosity for life and her keen observations. Her father, Otto, later recalled, "It took me a very long time before I could read it. And I must say, I was very much surprised about the deep thoughts that Anne had, her seriousness, especially her self-criticism. It was quite a different Anne than I had known as my daughter. She never really showed this kind of inner feeling. She talked about things, criticized many things, but what her real feelings were, that I could only see from the diary." 1944. In late summer, after 25 months in hiding, the Gestapo and Dutch police came to the annex, led there by a tip from an unknown informant. All 8 were arrested. Poland's dreaded Auschwitz concentration camp was their destination, the final stop for many in the group. After months of hard labor, Anne and Margot were transported to Bergen-Belsen. In January 1945, their mother, Edith, died of exhaustion in Auschwitz. 2 months later, Anne and Margot died of starvation, exposure, brutality, and disease within a day of each other, weeks before Bergen-Belsen was liberated by Allied troops.
Just weeks before.
The other 4 in hiding also died. Only Otto Frank survived. He was one of 7,650 prisoners still holding on when Auschwitz was liberated. A former helper of the family, Miep Gies, gave Otto the diary found on the floor of the annex after their capture, saying, "Here is your daughter Anne's legacy to you." In 1947, the diary was published in Dutch and in English 5 years later. As you move to the next station, notice the passage on the wall. This memorial honors the triumph of the human spirit, so apparent in the brief life of Anne Frank.
Okay, that's number 3.